Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be doing a test actually for some T5 Abyss, and this is to use a relatively cheap ship with some very expensive implants. The reason I'm wanting to do this is because if we have a cheap ship, then it'll be less likely that we get ganked, and this is a big problem with running high tier Abyss sites in high sec, because the main reason, if you're running the sites consistently, basically the only reason you will die is from a ganks, and that is really annoying. So that's what I'm trying to do with this fit. It's like a relatively cheap fit. I'm on the test server, so the price is a bit skewed. So it costs about 500 or 600 mil in total, including the ship. But the implants are really expensive. I'm using a full high grade crystal implant set. So it's also using the Omega implant. I can show you here. Can see here. So this here costs, I think, 1 or 2 bill. The main thing is that the ship itself is cheap, and also the way I'm even able to achieve a reasonable tank with this cheap fit is that I'm actually doing something unique in that I'm using not a full the low slots with damage amps, rather I'm using one of the low slots for capacitor flux coil, because a capacitor flux coil will allow me to have a lot better capacitor recharge rate, and this makes it so that I can have a lot more shield rigs as well as modules without having to worry about the capacitor. So in the Abyss we'll be cap stable, so that will not be an issue. The only problem I can see here, well, there are two problems with this fit I can see. First of all, we will not have as good DPS. You can see here it's not an amazing DPS we've got here. Second of all, this is still more expensive than my T4 Gila, so as I said before, about 600 mil. The price is a bit skewed here, so there's still some risk that we get ganked, but it still wouldn't be that much of a deal. I can imagine you would probably earn on the lower end 150 to maybe 200 mil an hour, because you won't be running the T5 sites as fast because of the lack of DPS. So it'll be earning a little bit less than the 250 mil ISK per hour, which I usually advertise T5 running going for, but you'll still be earning a decent amount to replace a ship if you are to get ganked sooner or later, or if you do get ganked. So let's start it. I've got a chaotic electrical because we're running the electricals, which allow us to have a better capacitor, so we do not have to use as much capacitor modules, making us being able to use more cheaper tank modules, because we can use more modules and less capacitor, more tank modules and less capacitor modules. I'm going to go to the safe spot here so that we can just go into an area where we actually are allowed to run the site, because you can't have any mobile depots around. It's really annoying because in Jita, this is meant to be run in Jita or near Jita, because in Jita there's a lot of people who put these mobile depots near the station, so it's hard to find a place which you can actually run them. So you have to just basically use a more deeper safe. So, but that's also better for security reasons, so people don't just sneakily check out your abyssal trace, which is quite annoying. Move a little bit. Just double click here, use our electrical filament here. Let's go now. All right, let's go. Let's see how this turns out. If it's a dreadnought room, then it will be we won't be able to run that, because we don't have enough CPU to be able to use a drone damage amplifier, drone link augmentor here. So that's also another issue with this fit actually. But our tank should be all right. There should be no issues with the tank. All right, so this is a very easy way it should be. Let's just go for the extraction cases like I would usually do. Move these Imperial Navy ones to tanky and Tech 2 to DPS. I'm going to use tanky ones because they have better tracking. Actually, we're going to go for the spark lances because spark lances do EM damage. Oh wait, there's my MWD. EM damage, which we have a low resistance for. So we're going to start with these guys. Spark lances, go, go, go. And then when they get into range of our missiles, we're going to start shooting with missiles as well. So just go there. The DPS is not crazily different from the normal one. The fully blinged out Gila I use with I've not got actually any missile damage implants, so that could also help a little bit. But with this one, I only have the with that fully blinged out Gila with the full damage implant set, I have about 760 DPS, and this was a bit less, 612. So we're lacking 140 DPS. So it's still quite a bit lacking, but it's all right. Hopefully it's all right. Let's see if it actually works out, because I've never tested this before. All right, let's go for the extraction nodes here. Go for more. We're taking some damage from our drones. Have to recall them because we don't want to get too much drone damage. But it seems like we're chewing through these at an alright pace. Actually, let's just go for the drones here. So it seems to be very smoothly. It seems like we're not doing it as fast as the typical, you know, drone waves on the T5s. Usually I'm finishing the drone waves within 3 minutes. Seems like it's going to be a 4 minutes here. But I'm also having to cruise quite far to these extraction caches because they're quite far away actually. Let's see now. Take out this bioadaptive here with the long missile because that is just what it's for. Plate forge is actually there repping a lot. Take him out as well. They seem to be quite far away. They're just chilling near my drones. It seems like they're not moving really much. They're not really chasing me that fast. You can see here they're just 800 meters per second. I think they're in their orbit mode or something because it's not going so fast. We go here, last extraction. Then we're going to go to the bioadaptive one. Here. All right. Let's see now. Last one. So the bioadaptive now. The time. Okay, it could be better. But it also is because you know, we got a lot of extraction nodes, because that can also make your site run a lot longer if you've got a lot of extraction nodes. I mean, if you're using an MTU, it's obviously going to take a long time for the MTU, and I'm using MWD, so it's obviously going to take a long time for me to cruise with my MWD to get all the caches. But I think that was an alright time. What was that? 3.5 minutes? 3.5 minutes for the drone wave. Usually a drone wave in a T5 would be about 3 minutes, sometimes even 2 if I'm good. So it's a bit longer, but it seems doable. It seems definitely doable. And T5s are always really good ISCA as well. The filament prices for T5s has also actually gone down. I noticed in the autumn of 2019. Yeah, autumn of 2019. So around the August, September and October time, I started doing T5s a lot. And I noticed that the prices of filaments then, they actually went for like 27 or even 30 mils sometimes. But now I think they go for like 17, so like almost half the price as they were in the last autumn. So it seems like abyss running is a lot less popular than it used to be. In this wave, you can see there's a lot of cruisers, so we're going to want to use these infiltrators now on Tech 2s because of the high DPS. Actually, I'm going to go focus on them one because I don't think we'll be... I don't actually know if we split them. Let's see how good it goes if we split them. If it's too slow, we'll focus them on one because we just want to reduce the E war as quick as possible so we don't get slowed down too much. Because, you know, I always like to split the drones because then you reduce the travel time so that they don't have to do double the travel time if both of them go on one target. So each one has to only fly once to each target rather than flying twice, and that actually does result to a bit of a time change actually. I thought it didn't, but I was once multi-boxing VNIs at one point. Then I noticed that if I were to focus them all on all the drones in the Vexel Navy issues on the enemy pirates, then it would take so much longer than splitting up the drones. It was so much. Here, obviously, not going to be as different because we're not multi-boxing. We only got 2 drones. It's not going to be a big difference, but it'll still seem. I think it'll still make a tiny difference because drone time is something you have to take into consideration when you want to do stuff as quick as possible. There's some extraction caches over here, and we got here. Go for this one here. It's just nice when they're so close together, so basically you have to hardly travel at all just to get to the next one. So loot this one. You can see we've already got quite a bit of loot from this. We've got 20 something in the middle, so there's only one side. I consider 80 mil or more better for T5, so we'll see what we get from the other ones. Let's see now, we're taking also hot drone aggro, so we don't want to... 13 mil, you can get quite a bit from these extractions over here. Return, come on drones. Okay, the lucid upholders, those ones you want to take them out actually because they do webs, so we don't want to have them slow. Look, you can see here, they're slowing us down. We do not want to have them slow us down. That's really annoying. Also getting neutered, but neuting doesn't seem like it'll be a bit of an issue. You can see here, cap stability, always really nice with that sweet cap stability. And we can always, as usual, we can always turn off our MWD if we have issues. You can see here, I'm using a C-type and a B-type medium shield booster because that'll give us enough reps. The main price obviously is going to be on your implants. That's going to be really take a long time to do, but people can't gank your implants. At least there was actually an event at one point where you could, for a brief amount of time, I think it was like a week or something, where actually there's a 50% chance that if you pod someone, kill someone's pod, then they actually drop their implants. So this would obviously be very dangerous in those kind of events because people will hunt your pods. But then again, escaping with the pod is usually quite easy because they instantly warp, so you can't surround them. The only way is if you have like a smart bomb, then you can instantly kill a pod before it even has enough time to warp, because you don't even have to lock onto anything to kill something or someone with a smart bomb. That's also something why I have like I'm a bit wary to take my expensive pods to like low sec, because I worry that, say there's like a smart bomb dude on a gate, and if I say I get killed, okay, it's not a big deal. I get killed. I'm not usually flying mega expensive ships into low sec, maybe like 30 mil cruisers, or maybe I know 100 mil battle cruisers, and with the 40 mil insurance on the battle cruiser, I'll maybe lose 60 mil. But then you got your, if I lose my pod, oof, that'll be like almost a bill. So I do not want to use my pods into low sec. That's a bit annoying as well, because I hate having to always change clones if I want to go to low sec. It's really annoying. I wish that there was some, like, I understand there's a risk, but I kind of wish that you did not lose clone implants on death. They were all like the Generolution or all implants. I know this is a really Care Bear thing to say. It's a very controversial thing to say, but it's just so annoying to have to always change your clones all the time. It just really annoys me. I wish that, or at least I wish there was some way to easily switch out implants when you go to dangerous places. I mean, it's quite easy to find a citadel and just switch there, but it's a hassle. It's a hassle all the time. When I'm in Jita, I want to just straight away take a filament to null sec, or I just want to straight away make my way to low sec and not think about having to have my training time reduced. So it's just okay, wait, we've only got one drone now, or one drone. Okay. Return. Reload everything. You always want to reload before the next room, so that, because even it'll still keep reloading when you're going through this animation, so you will save a bit of time like that. You can see here we're already at 1/4, almost a half actually. Okay, a bunch of drone waves now, so that will be very easy. So it seems like it went really well, this wave. It actually went really well, and it doesn't seem like we're having too big issues with DPS. I mean, it's obviously slower than the usual one. Usually in my blinged out T5 setup, I can do the T5s in about, I would say on average 12 minutes. Sometimes it could be 10 minutes, sometimes it could be 15 minutes, but on average 12 minutes. This seems to be probably it'll be closest to 15 minutes on average for me. So obviously if you get lots of bad spawns, it could probably cut it quite close, maybe to like 18 minutes, but I doubt you'll have big time issues. We've got also a good the thing with this wave right now is that we've got a minus 70% EM resistance penalty, so it's going to be a bit slower than if it was what we would usually have on the minus 50% EM resistance, because then obviously the enemy ships, they're going to have like less EM resistance and we'll be doing a lot more damage. Okay, kill these guys. Automatic suppressors as well. You see our drones are getting very battered, but as long as you're just keeping attention, as I usually say, it's a little bit hard for me to pay attention while I'm talking at the same time because I'm thinking out loud, basically explaining to you guys what I'm doing. But it's as long as you pay attention, you will have no issues with losing drones. It should not be an issue. And I mean, obviously you sometimes lose a drone, but what, these are Tech 2 guys, these worth like, what is that, 1 or maybe max 2 mil each, and you're earning a crazy amount of ISK from this will be like a non-issue. It'll hardly do anything to you. You can see here 74 mil right here, and let's see what we get from the bioadaptive. So this whole ship, including the fit, costs about 500 to 600 mil, I think. So it says let's say we get 100 mil from the site here, or if we're lucky. I think the average for T5s is about 80 mil per site, maybe a little bit 70 mil, something like that. So I mean, you run about 5 sites, maybe 6, 7 sites, or something like that, and you already got your ship back. So that's like already like a return of investment right there. And then after that, you are just on your way to getting even more ISK, and you can easily plex with relative ease. Plex your account with doing T5s. I mean, obviously it depends what your tolerance is to grind. I mean, I know some people who like they can, for 10 minutes doing NPC killing is still quite a bit. So I mean, obviously it depends on how much you can bother. Otherwise, if you earn a lot of money in real life, obviously it's going to be a lot better for you to just buy plex with the plex store. But then again, there's also a bit of satisfaction with actually doing stuff in game. So. But what I'm trying to say is that this is a pretty easy way to plex your account in game, and I've got 91 mil right there, and the blueprint also worth probably like 10 mil, so that's really decent there from this ship that is only worth 500 to 600 mil. We got 1/5 of the ship back just from this single run here, or maybe a little bit less than that. And we finished it in also very decent time. What is this? Like less than 12.5 minutes. Wait, there's another one here. But we'll also have to remember that just because I finished it in 12 and 30 minutes is because we got a bit of a good spawn here. We got, you know, 2 drone waves. Drone waves are one of the easier waves in the Abyss, so that's also luck, I would say. Probably on average it will be to 15 minutes. That's what I'll be guessing we would be getting with this fit. And kill this last ambulance, the thermal drones. Second worst after spark lances, the EM drones with our lowest resistance. So return our infiltrators and make our way back to the MOE test server system. So that seemed like a pretty successful run there with this relatively cheap Gila but expensive implants fit. So if you guys want to test this out yourself, you can go to test server, or if you want you can also do it in game. Seems like, or in Tranquility, seems like it will work pretty decent there, and you'll also earn a lot of ISK right there. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.